Today, I'm going to show you how to make Crin falls. The first thing that you're going to need is Crin. And in order to know how much crinoline you are going to need, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to measure from the top of your head down to the length that you actually want them to fall. Now, be a little bit generous in this measurement so that you actually get it right. It's always easier to go shorter, pretty hard to make them longer. So do your measurements from here to here. The next thing to keep in mind is you're going to need to add at least an inch for cleaning up the ends. Now, what I mean by cleaning up the ends is once you get your pieces cut, you're going to actually take the ends and fold them in on themselves. And what that does is it takes this cut end and it makes it look like a finished end. To put together your piece, you're going to have all of your pieces folded in half from this point, from the top of your head to wherever you've measured to. So in this case, we have several different lengths because we're making them layered, but they're going to hang about from here to the top of my head down to here. Now we factored in a little bit the ends, and what you're needing to think about is you need, if you're using the large diameter crinoline, which is a 3/4 inch, you are going to factor in that you need about 20 pieces per pigtail fall. Now that 20 pieces makes it 40 ends coming down. It's 20 pieces bound at the base, so 40 ends coming down, and that's gonna give you a nice full fall. So if you're using the mini Crin, think double that. So they're not good for volume, they're great for accents or if you want a different look, but it's gonna take a lot more to get there. So once you have them all cut to length and the ends all folded in as you'd like, you're just going to take your crinoline. And what I like to do for these ones, I don't want them mixed all together. I want them to kind of have a nice layered look, and I want to keep my mini Crin right on the top. So I'm going to take all of my base piece, which I've left a little bit longer. I'm going to take my next piece, which you can see is a little bit shorter in the layers. I'm going to stack it right on top. So that's going to give me this kind of effect where you can see the bottom through it, but this piece is definitely going to be more dominant on the top. This color is going to be more prominent, less prominent than this color back here. The last thing is to add in the accents or mini Crin. And I'm going to add those in right on top. Like so. So now I've basically got this whole thing bundled. Now this 20 pieces is just for the large. These were all added on afterwards as kind of an accent piece, so I didn't factor them in the count. But there's about 20 pieces of this large stuff. Okay, you're gonna take a hair tie, and this is gonna be one of those fat elastics. You don't wanna use the thin ones because they'll break. Okay, you're gonna put it underneath. So now we have the two ends, and you're just gonna simply pull one end through, oops, you're gonna pull one end through and kind of pull it down so it cinches it pretty tight. So there you have one finished crinoline pigtail. In order to use this pigtail, we're gonna simply put your hair up into buns, and then we're going to position this band right over the top of that, and it's just going to simply wrap around the bun. So you have this here. Now from here, it's a good idea that if you're gonna be dancing around and shaking your head a lot, that you're gonna actually flip some of this Crin up, and starting right around where your bun is, take a few hairpins and actually pin that crinoline to your bun. If you pin it on the underside, you're not gonna lose the fullness. It's just gonna actually hold it over your bun to hide it. That way, when you're flipping around, you don't have that exposure for your hair. The other thing that I like to point out too is it's real important when you're putting these in, if you wanna make them look somewhat believable. Obviously, crinoline doesn't quite look like hair, but it's kind of fun to make it look a little bit more reasonable than whether you have your front hairline showing. It's a good idea to put either a piece of fabric that wraps all the way around, or some fun goggles, or something along those lines. And that helps to hide any of that movement and any of that front hairline that would be exposed if you just left it just, exposed. So that's how you make crinoline balls.